scrolling through cars online, and suddenly, boom, a four-door coupe that looks like a supercar. That's the brand new Mercedes-AMG GT43. And here's the crazy part. It's pushing out over 400 horsepower, but it's not priced like one of those $500,000 exotics. Yeah, this is actually Mercedes saying, hey, you can have an AMG that looks wild, drives fast, and still carries your friends without selling your house. In today's video, we're diving into what makes this car such a game changer. We'll check out the design, the tech, the performance, and whether this is the AMG that finally makes sense for everyday people. Trust me, you'll want to see this one. Exterior design. Now let's talk about the first thing everyone notices, the way this car looks. The Mercedes-AMG GT43 isn't just another four-door coupe. It's designed to turn heads the second it rolls by. From the front, you've got that signature AMG Panamericana grille, wide, low, and dripping with chrome vertical slats that scream performance. Flanking it are these sharp LED headlights, slim and aggressive, almost like eyes squinting at you. And down low, the massive air intakes on the bumper aren't just for show. They actually feed cool air into the engine and brakes, reminding you this isn't your everyday Mercedes. Step to the side, and the proportions hit you. That long hood stretches out like it's ready to pounce, and the roofline sweeps down in a fastback style that blends coupe elegance with sedan practicality. It's athletic, but still elegant. Think more athlete in a tailored suit than raw muscle car. The wheels? Standard AMG alloys that come in 19s, but you can option 20s that fill out the arches perfectly, with the big AMG brake calipers peeking through. It's a detail that really sells the performance vibe, even when the car's standing still. Interior and comfort. Slide inside, and this is where Mercedes really flexes. The cabin feels like stepping into a tech luxury lounge. Right in front of you is the AMG Performance steering wheel. Flat-bottomed, wrapped in soft Napa leather, with metal paddles that just beg you to downshift. It's got these little touch controls built into the spokes too, so you can swipe through menus without ever lifting your hands. Then, your eyes land on the screens. Mercedes went full digital here. You've got a massive 12.3-inch display behind the wheel that serves as your instrument cluster, and an 11.9-inch portrait-style touchscreen right in the middle. Both are razor-sharp, super responsive, and customizable. You can flip the cluster into different AMG themes. One minute, it looks like a classic gauge cluster. Next minute, it's this futuristic race car-style tack dominating the screen. The seats are another highlight. These aren't your typical cushy leather chairs. They're sports seats, deeply bolstered to hold you in place during aggressive driving. But Mercedes somehow made them plush enough for long road trips. You can get them in premium leather with contrast stitching, or even add AMG performance seats if you want that track-ready feel. Technology and features. All right, let's geek out on the tech, because this is where the GT43 really feels like the future. The star is that central 11.9-inch MBUX touchscreen. Think of it as your command center. It's fast, it's fluid, and it feels more like an iPad than a car screen. Swipe through menus, pinch to zoom on maps, it's all super intuitive. And the voice assistant is actually good. You just say, "Hey Mercedes," and you can adjust the climate, change the nav, even tweak ambient lighting without ever taking your hands off the wheel. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? Of course, wireless. And if you're a music person, you'll love the optional Burmester surround sound system. It's one of those setups that makes even a podcast sound like a live performance. Then there's the digital instrument cluster, not just a speedometer and rev counter. It's a fully customizable screen where you can see performance data, navigation maps, even G-forces while cornering. It turns the driver's seat into a little control room. Engine and performance. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. What's under the hood? The AMG GT43 packs a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-6 engine. And it's not just any six-cylinder. This thing is electrified with a mild hybrid system, which means you get a little extra boost and smoother power delivery. Total output? 416 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. Not bad for the entry-level AMG GT. That power goes through a slick 9-speed automatic and gets sent to all four wheels via AMG's 4MATIC Plus all-wheel drive system. Translation? This car hooks up. Launch it, and you're looking at 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. That's proper sports car territory. But it's not just about straight-line speed. The GT43 comes alive when you put it in Sport or Sport Plus mode. The exhaust opens up, gear shifts snap quicker, and the whole car feels sharper. Yet, switch back to comfort mode, and it chills out, gliding along quietly. It's basically two personalities in one driving experience and handling. Specs are one thing, but how does it feel? Honestly, it's pure AMG magic. The steering is direct and precise. You turn in, and the nose goes exactly where you point it, with almost no body roll thanks to the adaptive suspension. Brakes? Big AMG stoppers that inspire confidence every time you lean on them. What surprised me most is the balance. In comfort, the suspension is compliant enough that you could daily drive this without a second thought. Switch modes, and suddenly it feels like it shrinks around you. Agile, responsive, like a proper sports car. Pricing. All right, let's talk money, because that's where things get really interesting. The Mercedes-AMG GT43 starts at around $95,000, depending on market and options. Now, yes, that's a big number, but here's the twist. The GT53 can push past $110,000, and the GT63? That one's in full mortgage territory. The GT43 gives you the same gorgeous design, most of the tech, and plenty of AMG performance at a much more approachable price point. Of course, add in AMG packages, like carbon fiber trims, upgraded wheels, or the Burmester sound system, and the price can climb fast. But even fully loaded, it still undercuts the 63 by a serious margin. So, if you want the AMG GT experience without breaking the bank, this is the sweet spot. Conclusion. So, what's the final word on the Mercedes-AMG GT43? Honestly, it's a bit of a sweet spot. You're getting AMG performance, a head-turning design, and everyday practicality, without going into full supercar money. Sure, it's not the fire-breathing GT63, but it doesn't need to be. This is the AMG you can drive to work during the week, take on a road trip over the weekend, and still pull up to a valet stand feeling like a rock star. If you've always wanted an AMG GT but thought it was out of reach, the 43 might just be the one you've been waiting for. Meet the Maserati MC Pura, a car that takes what was already a stunning Italian exotic and refines it into something sharper, purer, and more timeless. We're talking the same 621 horsepower Nettuno V6, still mid-engined, still breathtakingly quick, but with updates to the design, a cabin draped in Alcantara, and a name that reflects Maserati's true DNA. So in this video, we'll break down the styling tweaks, the interior overhaul, the unchanged but still jaw-dropping performance, the price, and of course, whether this is really evolution or just a new badge. Let's dive in. Why Maserati changed the name? Let's start with the name, because it's not just a small detail. The MC20 name was tied to its launch year, Maserati Corse 2020. Great at the time, but 5 years later, your flagship supercar sounds old. Maserati didn't want their halo car aging by its badge. So now it's MC Pura, and that word pura is key. Pure speed, pure luxury, pure Italian passion. It's Maserati repositioning the car as timeless, not tied to a calendar. Think of it like Porsche. They don't rename the 911 every few years. It's just 911, because it represents something bigger than a model year. Maserati wants the MC Pura to carry that same timeless identity. A small change, but a powerful one. Exterior design. Step outside and you'll see the refinements immediately. The front bumper, the grille, the rear diffuser, all reworked for a sharper, more aerodynamic look. And these aren't just visual tweaks. Maserati borrowed cues straight from their track-only MCX Trema, a car that's basically a science project in aerodynamics. Sharper intakes mean better airflow to cool the engine. The diffuser channels air more efficiently, giving you that extra stability when you're pushing high speeds. It's subtle, but purposeful. Then we get to the wheels. You've now got a range of fresh designs, but One in particular is special, a callback to the 1953 Maserati A6 GCS. That's Maserati blending heritage into modern design. A small detail that enthusiasts will love. And colors? Maserati opened up the palette, with the standout being AI Aqua Rainbow. Under sunlight, it shifts tones like liquid metal, flashy, futuristic, and a bit un-Maserati, which is exactly why it stands out. In a world of safe silvers and blacks, this is a bold stroke. Interior refinements. Inside, Maserati has made changes that you'll feel the moment you sit down. Gone is the traditional leather. Instead, Alcantara takes over. Seats, dash, doors, steering wheel, it's everywhere. Why? Alcantara is lighter, grippier, and it cuts down glare when the sun hits the windshield. This isn't just for looks, it's functional. Motorsport teams use Alcantara for the same reasons. But Maserati didn't just drape the cabin and call it a day. They've etched intricate patterns into the material with lasers. Look at the seat centers, for example. It adds texture, depth, and a sense of luxury, even though the material itself is born from performance. So the vibe inside the MC Pura is different. The MC20 felt plush, almost GT-like. The MC Pura feels focused, exotic, like you've stepped into a supercar that wants to be driven, not just admired in a garage. Performance. Here's the part that hasn't changed. And honestly, it didn't need to. The MC Pura still packs Maserati's Nettuno 3-liter twin-turbo V6, producing 621 horsepower. That's paired with an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission and rear-wheel drive. Performance numbers? 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just under 2.9 seconds, and a top speed of around 325 kilometers per hour. In other words, still blisteringly quick. And here's the thing, in 2026, plenty of rivals are going hybrid or fully electric. Maserati is saying, not us, not yet. This is pure combustion. No batteries, no weight penalties, just raw, high-revving Italian horsepower. For purists, that's huge. And it fits perfectly with the Pura philosophy, driving dynamics and usability. On the road, the MC Pura drives much like the MC20, which is to say, spectacularly. The carbon monocoque chassis keeps weight down and rigidity up, giving you precision handling and balance. The aero tweaks make it feel more planted at speed, so cornering confidence is even better. But how about real-world driving? The Alcantara seats hug tighter than the leather ones, which is great on track, but a little firmer day-to-day. Ride comfort is stiff, but manageable. You'll feel bumps, but it's not punishing. Visibility is still the classic supercar compromise. Great forward view, not so great out the back. Storage is limited too, but that's expected. So yes, you can daily it, but it'll always remind you it's a supercar first. Why the evolution matters. So why go through all this trouble for a car that's mechanically unchanged? Because Maserati is refining, not reinventing. The MC20 marked Maserati's return to the supercar scene. The MC Pura polishes that formula. It keeps the Nettuno engine, keeps the carbon chassis, but sharpens the design, focuses the interior, and gives it a name that won't age. This isn't about chasing trends. It's about making the car feel more timeless, more Maserati. And in a market where some brands reinvent every few years, Maserati's saying, we've already nailed it. Now, let's make it purer. Price and availability. Let's talk money. Maserati hasn't dropped final figures everywhere yet, but expect the MC Pura to start just above the MC20. In Europe, that's around 240,000 euros. In the US, it'll likely be north of $240,000. Coupe or Cielo convertible, your choice. But dip into Maserati's Fuoriserie personalization program. With bespoke paints and interior trims, and you're quickly past $270,000. Availability? Europe gets it first, but Maserati plans to bring it to other markets, including the US and Canada. If you've got the cash, you won't be waiting long. Conclusion. So, who's the MC Pura for? If you already have an MC20, I'd say keep it. The changes aren't drastic enough to justify a swap. But if you're entering Maserati's world now, The MC Pura is the purest, most refined version of their modern supercar. It's exotic, it's aggressive, and it's timeless in a way the MC20 couldn't be. To me, it feels like Maserati finally declaring, this is our supercar identity. Take it or leave it. And if I had the money, yeah, I'd take it, especially in that AI aqua rainbow paint. Because if you're going Italian passion, you might as well go all in. What do you think? Smart evolution or just clever marketing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit subscribe for more car reviews.